And his wife and children, his daughter gave the presentation. They are Baba. Joseph, I know you speak your brother. Caroline is also here. Stephanie. Mr. President, they want to come back home to Nigeria, and we're doing that through the door of return with Professor Shoyinka. Thank you. Now we have also the youth he is into agriculture and voluntary. They want to bring that to Nigeria. They are change makers and they are doing great things. And peace teaches free of charge. Use that platform to teach Portuguese to Nigerian students. Nigerians here, she's a student. They're all students. Masters, PhD, and he's doing wonderful things back home. One of the success stories from the diaspora. We have our diaspora community. Okay, Papa, thank you very much. Okay, and then our we have the governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Governor Obasani. We have the governor, like you see, an amazing array of Nigerians here and our brothers and sisters from the
Republic of Nigeria, like Tinubu. His Excellency is the Speaker of the...
Ladies and gentlemen, please, now time to listen. So
Bodo Baje, Toriko Sibomira Chialelo, Ajo de Babile, Ekasa for Walker, Kasima for Con, Be Kemi Be, Odudua, Be Kemi Be, Odudua, Ashe.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Okay.
Which is being championed by Professor Shoyinka. Sir, you started the Black Heritage Festival. So what is going to happen next year is your legacy, sir. The Black Heritage Festival, which was started under your leadership with Professor Shoyinka, now the idea is that next year there will be a voyage from Brazil through Cuba, Senegal, and which is birthed in Badagry, Lagos, by boat. They want to come by boat. And already in Badagry, Lagos, by October 18, Governor Sanwo-Olu will be commissioning the permanent door of return. We've been doing that for 5 years, where we receive our brothers and sisters from the diaspora to the door of return as against the point of no return. So under Professor Shoyinka's chairmanship, the voyage of return is supposed to take place 2026 October next year. So she will speak a bit about that.
Ekabo. Your Excellency Bola Tinubu, it's a huge pleasure to welcome you to Brazil. Last time that me and my husband Ajoyemi Oshunleye, we had the pleasure to see you. It was in Asorok 2023, and we dreamed since there to see you in Brazil, being well received by our President Lula. So first, I would like just to deliver the message of Professor Wole Soyinka. I just told him that we are coming here, but he said to deliver to you that yesterday after the dinner with President Lula, we went to the office of the president, and he also supports the Heritage Voyage of Return, the ship, the school ship that's taking the Valongo Wharf and going back to Africa, to the West Africa, stopping in Cape Verde, in Senegal, in Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and land finally in Nigeria. And of course, we will work and collaborate with Madame Abike, so we can have a huge festival to welcome back, you know, our Brazilians, Nigerian sisters and brothers. So it's very important to us that this is happening in your own time, sir. It's a pleasure and it's an honor to us. We, as Black Brazilians, we that are Omo Odudua, Omo Ogun, Omo Oshun, Omo Oya, Omo Ifa, we are seeing and looking to Nigeria as our future as well. So it's important to us to be seeing that happen during your leadership. Thank you so much, sir.
A reflection of Nigeria in true identity. And I want to thank all of you for being who you are and what you are for Nigeria. I salute all the cultural affinities, bonds that existed between all of us, for all of us. I'm a young lady. How are you? You're fine. Very, very good. Ajiboye, I could see the TV program that you embark on the campaign of culture, diversity, peace, development, and progress. To all of you here, Nigeria is a country of diverse nature, and Nigeria that is welcoming to all of us. Nigeria has changed from the election that I won. The bold endeavors that we embark upon is to reform the country, bring Nigeria to the forefront of the continent of Africa, get a sense of dedication, commitment, and transformation that will be for our children yet unborn. I am a very proud Nigerian, and I believe you are a pride to our country. You will be the same. For us, it has been a very long journey for our leaders. But we are a generation that is caring with foresight, determination, commitment, and courage to change the history of our continent. I'm proudly standing before you, making a commitment to all of you that Nigeria will be changed for the good of all of us and for the benefit and prosperity of all our citizens. We give priority to development. Once upon a time, we can look back on history with heart that Brazil and Nigeria were on the same level of development. Look at us today and look at Brazil. It is necessary for you to be challenged, and we are. Personally, I am challenged, ready to work, ready to bring the image of that country to the same level in the continent. And yes, we can do it. There's nothing we set our mind to that we cannot do. Look at the technological development of this country. Look at the ability of this nation to achieve food sovereignty. Just imagine. What do they have that we don't have? We have everything. We have the brain. We have the energy. Yes. We have the population. Yes. The youth. I salute the president of Diaspora leadership here for reflecting that diversity to bring prosperity to all of us. What I want to do is work hard. The transformation that is ongoing is for all of us. It should be supported. our reforms initially was extremely difficult for our people to bear. But just like any medication for malaria, aspirin, and all of that, it could be bitter to take initially. But when you are healthy, you know the education works. To us, we can manufacture, we can develop, we can design, we can build a nation that works purposefully and prosperously for all of us. So our brothers who are about ready to take a voyage with our Nobel laureate, I'm part of that support. The dream was then when I was the governor of Lagos State, and we started it, but I didn't believe that the opportunity of becoming the president will ever come back to me. It did, and now that I am in charge, I will encourage the fulfillment of that dream. And if Wole Soyinka at over 90 is doing this, for all of you, we will all be challenged to ensure that we realize that dream and make it a reality. To all of you, I say thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
It is a big privilege that we are here to see our brothers and sisters in a spirit of brotherliness, in a spirit of cooperation. It is truly a day that we will remember forever in our lives. I just want to let you know that on behalf of the National Assembly, that we represent here with my brother, the Deputy Senate President, we are very, very elated to have you. And the Brazilian-Nigerian friendship, which Mr. President has in no small way strengthened within the last 2 years, is going to be something that the world over will be very proud of. The few accomplishments that we have reached within these visits and the ones that we have been able to accomplish last year are milestones that generations and generations of Nigeria and Brazilians will be proud of. We believe it is the time that Nigeria and Brazil should write their names in gold, and we have started with these initiatives. Wish you all the best, and we look forward to more friendship, more cooperation, more support for each other in the coming months and years to come. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
A lot is happening in the agri sector, and I can assure you that in the next 2 to 3 years, with all that has been initiated under the leadership of Mr. President, we should be moving from food sufficiency to sovereignty. The issue of the dairy particularly is an untapped area. I can tell you, we are presently rebuilding the abattoir in Plateau State, for example, which has a capacity to slaughter 500 cows a day, which is targeted at export. But we don't have the cows. We don't have the cattle. So we need to develop a lot of feedlots. And in that process, we're expanding the value chain around the dairy production. It has the potential to lift families from poverty. You can imagine if a family can be able to extract milk, 20, 40 liters in a day, what it means for the economy of that family. The process is on. Let me just say it without going into details, that agricultural revival in Nigeria is work in progress. Key into it, and you will not regret.
The president brought about 2,000 tractors to Nigeria, and that is what I think you have to understand. And these tractors are going to be given to farmers, both the big farmers and smallholder farmers across the 36 states of Nigeria. So when you're talking about mechanization, we are right there ahead of any country in Africa as we are speaking now, under the able leadership of our leader, our president, our mentor. At the state level, I think someone has talked about the issue of some particular crops. And I can tell you, in the last 2 years, Mr. President have made a lot of intervention by all the state governors in Nigeria in terms of ensuring that he gave us fertilizer, he gave us a lot of resources, particularly to invest in agriculture. That has made many states. Talking about Kaduna, we have enhanced our development in terms of the production in the area of maize, sorghum, soybean, and ginger, which I can say we're doing extremely well because of the intervention by Mr. President to all the state governors in Nigeria. So you're welcome to come to Nigeria and partner and invest in that very area. The livestock that someone has just mentioned here, I can say that in Kaduna, we are partnering with Allah. Allah is one of the leading dairy company in the whole world, based in Denmark. But when we came in here in the last 2 days, we realized that we have many things in common with Brazil than Denmark because of the nature and many things we share in common. And that's the reason why we have partnered with a lot of other investors here in Brazil that are willing and ready to come. And most of these animals are talking about, we're about to export, from Brazil, almost 800 cows from Brazil to Kaduna State. That is what we've been doing now, as we are speaking. Because in the last 1 year, we've been taken to Allah, and we realized that bringing those cows from Denmark to Kaduna, there are many conditions that cannot be able for them to withstand. We have to have an air condition, we have to have many things there. And we're looking at even the cows that give us more milk, and we realize that we can get them here in Brazil. So we're working toward bringing to Kaduna 800 cows, courtesy of the effort and support by Mr. President to subnational. Thank you very much.
But let me say that all these things have happened because of one single factor, Excellency. Throughout the history of any organized society, the power to change the course of mankind has always been vested in the leaders. And that is what we are seeing here today. In just 2 years, everything has happened in Nigeria, from the major reforms that the president has instituted, removal of subsidy, unification of the foreign exchange, and all the other reforms. And only yesterday, Mr. President, listening to President Lula, he said something about the reformation of their tax system here. This is something that I know took a long struggle to do in Nigeria. But Mr. President was insisting because he knew the direction that he was going. He insisted, and today we have a tax regime that will help all the reform program of Mr. President in our country. Our children that are unable to go to school on account of the fact that either their parents or their guardians are unable to pay for their school fees is no longer the case. As we speak, over 90 billion naira has already been committed to that. Students are no longer going out of school simply on account of the inability of their parents or guardians not to pay for their school fees or for their upkeep. I think this is very, very important. This from north to south, from east to west, nobody, you don't need to know anyone. Just as Governor Obasanjo has said, you don't need to know anyone to get anything from the central bank. You don't need to know anyone to enroll in school. Once you are able to go to school, you'll be able to go to school today. This is unprecedented. It has never happened in the history of our country. And all the reforms that is present, we talked about livestock. This is a potentially over 30 trillion naira economy. My brothers and sisters from the northern part of the country, before now, the livestock ministry was just a unit under the Ministry of Agriculture. Today, Mr. President has brought that to life. And what we are seeing here in Brazil, because the model that the president is also taking from Brazil here in livestock, in piggery, in other sectors concerning related to that, is aimed at transforming the kind of economy that we all desire to have. Mr. President, what we have done in just 2 years is unprecedented. Sometimes when we go out to roll out all these programs and policies of government, and this is happening just at the midterm of the first mandate that you have in 2 years. Just imagine what is going to happen. Only yesterday, we had the BASA, the Bilateral Air Services Agreement, linking this part of the world, Brazil and Nigeria. And Mr. President said something that if it was possible to swim from here across the Atlantic to reach there. So when I heard my sister, Mgbeke, talking about the regatta that is coming up around October this year, and I said, well, we are going to do that before her, because tonight we are flying Air Peace to Nigeria in 7 hours. So we're not even waiting for that regatta to happen. Same thing with the cargo. Your Excellency, this is not a night for speeches. I know that if we have the time from now till morning, we'll be reeling out all the reforms that Mr. President has done. But what I want to tell you is that Nigeria has changed. It is not the Nigeria of yesteryears. This is it. You have a destination. Everyone. Nigeria is now a darling of everyone. Everyone wants to come to Nigeria. And I'm happy that our brothers and sisters in Brazil are not being left behind. They are gearing up to join us. In any case, we've had 350 years of slavery. We are now changing that. Like President Lula said yesterday, it's not just for economy. It's not just for financial re-engineering. It is also a connection of history, of culture, of tradition, and of common heritage and humanity that all of us crave to have. Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving me this opportunity.
For me, my name is Chika Emmanuel, and I'm the president of the Nigerians in Diaspora Organization America, Brazil. I have found reasons, Your Excellency, to be here to first of all thank you and your team for the incredible job you're doing for us, sir. I've never denied the fact that we do have challenges back home. Yes, we know, but we have stopped complaining and we have chosen to work. What we're saying, sir, is that here through the diaspora, we would like to be a channel to this national development, sir. In that regard, we have started. We actually been doing that for quite some time now in the area of agriculture, infrastructure, and of course looking for foreign direct investment back home. To be able to do that, I've also recognized, Your Excellency, sir, that human resources in terms of education is what we strongly need to be able to prepare the younger ones for tomorrow so that they can return home and participate. What I have done, Your Excellency, is that in the past 1.5 years since after my election, we had 3 PhD students at that time. And right now, in 1.5 years, we have 296 here in Brazil, and all on scholarships. And this is only possible because your team, with all the relationship being built with Brazil, is able to do that. We would like, I know I have a very short time, to once again thank you, Your Excellency. Now that we're building this relationship with Brazil in different phases, we plead, Your Excellency, that wherever we need it to be a channel between you and Brazil, we are ready to do that. I thank all of you for coming from Nigeria. This is my voice, and that's the voice of the diaspora. God bless you, sir.
We are happy to have this administration, a transformative leader that God has blessed us with, and we hope His Excellency will take us to the promised land. The 1 trillion economy, we don't want it to take up to 2030. The way we are seeing things, we think it will not even get to 2030 before we achieve this 1 trillion economy.